Before we jump into today's NFL draft video, I want you guys to be loud and proud in the comments section. Shout out your favorite college football team. Let us know who you're representing on Saturdays. I'm a TCU alum, so I'm a pretty happy camper these days. Producer Jack, Arizona State, not so much, but you know what? We want to hear from all of you. Shout out your favorite college football team. And with that being said, let's go ahead and jump on into today's show. You're watching NFL Daily by Chat Sports. I am Harrison Graham, and Mel Kiper Jr. has released his latest NFL Draft Big Board, his updated top 25 prospect rankings. So we're going to break it down here on today's video. Let's get into it. This is 25 through 21. At number 25, it is Jared Verse, the defensive end out of Florida State. Quite a story. He transfers in from Albany and has had a huge impact since he's done that. 9.5 sacks last season, 4.5 so far this season. 6'4", 251. He's rising up big boards right now. Nolan Smith, the edge out of Georgia, 6'3", 235 pounds. He comes in at number 24, just one of many loaded players on that Bulldog defense. Let's go to our good pal Olu Fashanu, offensive tackle for Penn State. One of the better linemen in this class. It's not a great offensive line draft class, but Olu's one of the best one in it. 6'6", 321 pounds. He should be one of the first tackles off the board. How about Mike Morris, the edge out of Michigan? He's kind of more of a tweener, 6'6", 292, but he's a freak athlete at that size. He's been moving up boards. He was not on Kiper's big board last time he updated his rankings. Antonio Johnson at number 21, the Texas A&M defensive back, 6'3", 205 pounds, should have a big role in the NFL when he gets drafted. Top 20 we go. Quentin Johnston out of TCU. He was also not on Kiper's big board last time. He dropped his ranking 6'4", 215 yards after the catch. He's moving up big boards. 42 catches, 650 yards, and 4 touchdowns, and that was after a very slow start to the season. His first 4 games of the year only had 114 yards and no touchdowns. Last 4, 28 catches, 4 touchdowns, and over 500 yards. He's really picked it up over the last 4 weeks, and if he continues to do so, he's going to keep moving up boards. Cam Smith out of South Carolina, 6'1", 190-pound corner. Previously was number 19 on the Kiper's rankings, number 19 once again here for the veteran ESPN draft expert. Andre Carter out of Army. You don't see this often. 6'7", 250. He's dropped a little bit on Kiper's big board. He was 11 last time. Still in the top 20, though. Freak athlete at that size and weight. I'm excited to see what he can do. Drew Sanders, the linebacker out of Arkansas, of course, transferred over from Alabama. He's been able to take advantage of more playing time. 6'5", 230, can play all over the field. He can rush the passer, has 6.5 sacks and 3 forced fumbles. He's got 65 tackles, can play in coverage a little bit, does a little bit of everything for that Razorback defense. Jackson Smith and Jigba has dropped from 12 to 16 on Kiper's big board. Still very high, obviously, but frustrating hamstring injuries has really kind of just derailed his season. He only has 5 catches so far this year. It's kind of a lost season for him at this point. Hopefully he gets back late in the year for the Buckeyes and can help them make a big push in the Big Ten. But there's no doubt that injuries have probably hampered his draft status at least a little bit. Now, you guys can become a lord or a lady, depending if you're male or female, with established titles. Established titles is going to allow you to add that surname to the front of your name because, listen, what they do is offer a fun and novel way to preserve the woodlands of Scotland. So let me just tell you a little bit about these guys as they're helping global reforestation efforts. It's a project based on a historic Scottish custom where landowners are referred to as lairds, lords, and ladies in English. Title packs of at least 1 square foot of dedicated land with a unique plot number on a private estate can be yours. You'll get an official certificate with the crest as well. They also plant a tree with every single order. They work with global charities, including One Tree Planted and Trees for the Future, to support those global reforestation efforts. And like I said, you can add Lord or Lady to your title on your dating profile, your credit card, your plane tickets, so hey, you might even get pushed into first class. And a cool opportunity for you guys as well, if you love us here at Chat Sports. I've already got my plot of land with Established Titles. I'm now Lord Harrison Graham. If you're one of our first 200 purchases when you use promo code chat at establishedtitles.com/chat, they will plant your they will give you your plot of land within walking distance of mine, and you can join the Chat Sports Kingdom community out there in Scotland. It's a fun gag gift. Get going today, establishedtitles.com/chat. Promo code chat to get 10% off. Let's go into the top 15 of Kiper's big board here. Tyree Wilson out of Texas Tech. He listed at 6'6", 275, defensive lineman, previously unranked, but he's having a big season. 6 sacks, 11 tackles for loss, doing a little bit of everything for the Red Raiders. Joey Porter Jr., maybe my favorite cornerback in this class, great size, 6'2", 200, fits the bill in terms of the physicality. James Franklin plugging out NFL players. Unfortunately, he doesn't know how to win with them enough in college, but he's going to be a high draft pick. Likes to press. He's lanky. He's physical. 29 career starts. Only has 1 career interception if there is kind of a downfall to him, but he does not give up many completions. Jalen Hyatt, the receiver out of Tennessee, I mean, one of the fastest risers we've seen in a while at the wide receiver position. He's having a Jamar Chase type of season. You look at this photo and you're like, pudgy guy here. He's the best receiver in college football this season. It certainly appears that way. 45 catches, 907 yards, 14 touchdowns through 8 games, an average of over 20 yards, had 5 touchdowns against Alabama alone. He's having a monster season, has another chance going up against Kelee Ringo in Georgia on Saturday to put up a big performance. Should be exciting to see what he can do in that game and moving forward. Who is the best wide receiver in this draft? Is it Jalen Hyatt? Is it Quentin Johnston, Jackson Smith-Njigba? Who is it? Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Brian Bresee, the defensive lineman, defensive tackle for Clemson, 6'5", 300. He, of course, has overcome a lot this season, lost his sister to a brain tumor situation, really sad deal, but he's having a great season for Clemson, former 5-star recruit. I think he was the number 1 player a couple years ago, actually. He should be a top 15 pick, as should his teammate Myles Murphy, fellow defensive lineman out of Clemson, more of an edge, 6'5", 275. He's been moving up. He was he was ranked 18th in Kiper's last rankings. Now he's up there at number 11. Can get off the ball, 5.5 sacks this season for the Tigers. 10 through 6 here, Jordan Addison, the USC wide receiver, transferring in from Pittsburgh. He's putting up huge numbers. Last season for Pitt, he had 1,600 yards and 17 touchdowns. This year, about 600 yards and 7 touchdowns. Not as many targets, but also trimming down on the drops as well, which were a bit of a problem last season. Paris Johnston Jr., maybe the best offensive lineman in this draft class, 6'6", 315 out of Ohio State. Played guard before this year, but kicked outside the left tackle this year. Hasn't allowed a single sack, so that's a good sign. I like the positional versatility as well. Michael Mayer, the tight end out of Notre Dame. He's the real deal. Going to be a top 15 pick, 6'4", 250. Has 580 yards and 6 scores on the season. Can get some yards after the catch. Pretty good blocker as well. Bijan Robinson. Now, he's the number 7 ranked player for Kiper. I don't think a running back will go top 10, but he's the full package. 6 foot, 215. He can run, he can catch, he can block. Doesn't fumble very often. 112 rushing yards per game. Leads at the FBS in forced missed tackles per game at over 4. He's just very, very explosive. He'll be a first rounder, but I don't think he'll go top 10. Peter Skoronski, another offensive lineman, this one out of Northwestern. He'll be in the mix as the top prospect. Little thin at 6'4", 294, but his technique is excellent. Kiper says that he has him over Johnson as his highest offensive lineman because he's just a technician and he's more bendy. That was his explanation. Top 5. So Bryce Young here at number 5 as a few quarterbacks are about to go here. Things get really interesting here. The Alabama gunslinger certainly doesn't have the best footwork, but he's a gamer, has the it factor, seems to make plays in the biggest moments, went toe-to-toe with Tennessee in a game that Tennessee probably should have won bigger. He was terrific in that game. I think he'll have to clean up some mechanical things at the next level, but he's a gamer. I would draft him any day of the week. Will Levis at number 4, mayonnaise boy, as I like to call him, the Kentucky quarterback. If you don't know that reference, he puts mayonnaise in his coffee. Certainly talented, has good size and arm strength, but I've watched him a lot, and I've watched Bryce Young a lot. I get the measurables favor Levis here at 6'3", 230. He's probably got a stronger arm. Give me Bryce Young, though. The guy just makes more plays, in my opinion. C.J. Stroud at number 3, so 3 through 5 go the quarterbacks here. Stroud definitely putting up the best numbers this year if you look at the stat comparison for 2022. And obviously with quarterbacks, that definitely is not the whole story when it comes to draft evaluation, but Will Levis, compared to the other two, to me, is just a step behind, and I'm not just box score hunting too. Watch all three of these guys. Levis makes poor decisions. I get he's playing at Kentucky compared to Alabama and Ohio State. The talent around him isn't as strong, but I just don't see it to that high of a level with Levis. I think he's a round 1 guy, but top 5? I wouldn't take him top 10. I'm not a fan of this at all by Kiper to rank him ahead of Bryce Young and, quite frankly, even this close to C.J. Stroud. Who do you guys think is the best quarterback prospect? Type C.J. for C.J. Stroud, type B.Y. for Bryce Young, or type W.L. for Will Levis. Let us know in the comments who you guys think the top quarterback is for 2023. Couple more prospects here. Jalen Carter, the defensive tackle out of Georgia. He is an absolute stud. Just a freak athlete. Defensive tackle, 6'3", 310 pounds. Missed a couple games in October because of a knee issue, but he's been able to come back. He's terrific. Can stop the run, can impact the quarterbacks as well. And then Will Anderson Jr., one of the most talented pass rushers we've seen in a while. 17.5 sacks last year. This year in 8 games has 6 sacks. Probably won't top that 17.5 number, but teams are focusing in on him more, and he's still having a great season. I don't know if he'll be the number 1 pick. It'll depend on if a team needs a quarterback or not, but he is the best prospect in this class. I do agree with Mel Kiper on that. Now, who do you guys think will be the number 1 pick in 2023? Let me know down in the comment section. The number 1 pick in the 2023 class. Predict it, and we will see you next time here at Chat Sports.